And welcome to another edition of Working for Charities. I'm Trip Mitchell. That is John the Bear / Dog Absey. You know him from 25 years being the bear at Utah Jazz games. And that's Randall Carlisle. And
this isn't Randall, this is Sophie.
I'm
Randall.
Sophie's choice right now is to lick me. Yeah, because I'm the nicest. Yeah, Sophie. And who is this young lady?
This is Kim Kessel.
Myself.
And I've gotten to know Kim over a period of time. She came in when I was at a charity meeting, and she was looking for some support for training epilepsy dogs. Right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, we do actually. We do a little more than.
Oh, she does a ton more than that, but
yeah.
That's what she was looking for at the time.
Yeah, I think we were at the time.
So Kim, what's the name of your organization?
Outreach Pawsabilities Inc. It's PAWS, and then we have abilities because we want the dogs to give the ability to people who need.
Outreach, Pawsability, but PAWS, ability.
And then it's Abilities Inc. We call it OPI for short.
How did you get into this?
Actually, I had kind of a rough past, and I was in prison for 10 years. And I learned how to train service dogs when I got shipped from one prison to another, and then I run their dog training program.
Really?
And, I used to train horses years ago, but that wasn't going to work for me when I got out. And so now I've seen the importance of these service dogs going to families that need them, and I have a daughter with a disability also.
Amazing. And these dogs give you how much love per day?
Oh, more than you could even ever imagine. And anybody else who comes in gets plenty of love. We actually take a group of therapy dogs to a care center and a couple of other places that we just go through with our dogs and let them love up on everybody.
I've seen people do that, and it makes such a difference when you go into a care center or wherever. What, you given up already?
But she did not want any part of this.
As the bear, he's dropping out of the
Yeah, maybe
top
we
of
need
the...
to give her a treat.
Oh, a treat?
See? Yeah.
Yeah, when we have people, when we go to the care center, there's people that have never even talked, and they start making noises and
Right.
and talking to the dogs and everything.
Well, so you were sitting next to a lab owner, and I feel that labs are God's greatest gift to people on this planet.
A little
And
there, yeah.
the beauty of labs is that they can get a smile out of people that I think is kind of unique to labs, though every dog is wonderful. Tell me some of your stories about you're in a hospital situation and you have one of your dogs go up to a patient and your patient might do something or relate something that they haven't to anyone else.
Well, our therapy side of us is just kind of a little side thing we do. What our main thing is we provide service dogs for families who can't afford them. And so we have, like, we deal with some kids right now that have brittle bone disease. We also do vets.
How does a dog work for brittle bone? Because I know, like, Nate has brittle bone disease, and I mean, unfortunately, hell, he'll break like a bone a week.
We're trying to get Annie to pick things up for him.
Oh, I got it.
And so he gets to be more independent and doesn't have to always, hey, come get this for me. Hey, come get this for me. And Annie's a really great dog. She is a little more difficult because she doesn't have the drive. But she came across to us in a different way, and she fits perfectly with their family, and she is so comforting to.
So where are you finding these dogs? Are they like rescue dogs that you're turning?
I deal with rescues, and I also deal with breeders, all depending on the need for the service dog. The full-blown need to do everything service dog, usually we raise from puppies, because they need to be a little more in-depth, and we also want them health tested because we don't want to put all this money into them and then they don't work out. With rescues, we make them really good companion dogs. We make them good ESAs, emotional support animal. And PTSD, they work for vets. We deal with vets also. We're starting an OJT program for women who have been displaced. And we're going to teach them to train service dogs, and we're going to have a living situation that they can stay in free of charge for 3 months. And then we build them a career, and then they can either work for us or go work somewhere else.
You know, that's speaking of career, this service dogs have just blown up exponentially in terms of the amount of giving and good that they're doing. And it's something you very rarely see a service dog except if someone was blind.
Right.
10 or 15 years ago.
In the old days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nowadays...
And some of us are old.
Well, yeah.
No, but it is so great.
Speak for yourself.
And we used to do an event for Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation where all the kids who were very, very sick would run a symbolic lap around a baseball field to show that they were beating their disease. And they could get anyone to run with them. And you'd have cheerleaders, you'd have Wayne Newton, you'd have people, entertainers. Donnie Osmond did the event with me. And it was so fun because one year I had a 4-month-old yellow lab puppy, and every kid wanted to run with Gabby. And so Gabby was there every year, and it was her favorite day of the year because she got so much love.
Well, if you had a choice between Wayne Newton and Gabby, who would you take?
Good point.
You know.
Right.
Good point on that one.
Like a shame.
Yeah, good point.
Something else, though, that I think will shock you guys is tell them how long it takes to train a service dog for like epilepsy and stuff.
It takes close to 18 months, sometimes a little over 2 years. That's how much training we put into it.
And for the epilepsy dogs, they sense it coming on before it happens.
They do. And so when somebody is about to have a seizure, they can sense that. They start alerting them, and then the person sits down, and then they also can crawl up behind them. So when they go to fall back, they catch them. The dog catches them from falling
Explain
back.
to me how they know before the person does that they're going to have a seizure.
Dogs run off of our energy. I have all kinds of people come to me and say, my dog is so anxious. And they're like, and I'm like, well, that's why your dog is anxious.
My dog.
Yeah. Yes. See?
My dog naps a lot.
Well, dogs feed off of our energy. So they can feel it before we even know it. And that's why they are so good at emotional support. Because if you're feeling down, think about it. Anybody who's familiar with dogs, if you're feeling down, what does your dog come do? Lick you in the face
Right.
and
Hi, I love you.
yes,
Yeah.
and bring you right back out of that. You know, you can't very well be depressed when you've got something licking you in the face. So
And the expense, you guys provide them for people who can't afford them. I mean,
We do.
if somebody who could afford it, we're talking thousands of dollars.
anywhere
right?
from 20 to 30,000.
Yeah.
That's a big chunk.
Yeah.
Big chunk of change. So then, like, what's one of your more memorable stories that you've seen with a dog and a child and things that have happened?
I actually have a story that happened, and this is a long time ago story, but it was when I was training a service dog in prison. And he'd come from a puppy mill, and everybody said he wasn't going to make it as anything. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. He came from a puppy mill. He's not going to be a service dog. This little dog that I trained ended up, when we give the dogs to somebody doesn't come and say, I want this dog to be my dog. The dog picks the person.
Really?
And so we took this dog, and he connected and picked a little boy who had a feeding tube, and he also was deaf. So when the feeding tube would go off, the alarm would go off at night, he couldn't hear it. And it was imperative that he had it hooked up at all times. So this little dog would hear that alarm, run into the other room, wake the mom up, and nudge and nudge and nudge till the mom woke up, and then she would get up.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, that's my most memorable because they said this little guy was never going to make it, and he was.
How does the
top of the line.
dog pick the person? Describe that.
They connect. They connect. You can't go in and say when I do puppies with especially kids that need service dogs, I make them go sit with me in the litter, and they sit in the middle, and whatever puppy gravitates to them the most, that's when we'll go back again, and we'll pick out 3 or 4 of them that have gravitated, and then we'll go back again, and we keep going back until we are sure that puppy has picked that child.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and they really do pick because they want to work for them, and then they have the drive for it. You don't want the alpha dog, and you don't want the bottom of the litter. You want something right in the middle that has drive.
That's amazing. I mean, you know how it is like everybody talks about a dog as a companion and stuff, but it's amazing how, they're not just a pet, but how connected they are with us, through everything.
Yeah, the dog and the dog has to connect because if the dog isn't connected, then he's not going to want to work for this kid.
And how do you how do you train a dog? I mean, you said it takes what, 18 months or something?
We start with the puppies of doing all the basics, the potty training, the jumping, and then all the basic commands. And then we start on some regular specialty commands like alerting, also get it, being able to pick up things, just some basic specialty commands. And then we have the person come, and we have the person come to us because the dog is very comfortable there. Because if we take the dog to them, then the dog's kind of all over. New place, new place. So we have them come to us. We have the person just sit there, and we let the dog either come in and just run loose in. And just recently, a little boy named Cal, we're training his dog, and the dog, we just had a puppy pick him. We have this little wild 12-week-old English cream doodle, and it's wild, wild, wild. She is just crazy all over the board. And we brought this family in, and she went up and sat next to Cal and just laid there by him.
Really?
Yeah, and just calmed right down. And so we are doing all the basics, and once the dog has picked the person, then we do the specialty of Cal's going to need a lot. He's a little 3-year-old boy that is going to need this dog to do quite a bit for him.
What are some of the things that the dog will do for him?
Is going to have to get things for him, is going to have to alert the parents when stuff is going on. We're going to have this dog turning on and off lights for him, shutting doors. The dog will be able to, so if Cal is in his chair and happens to lean forward, the dog will be able to push him back so that he's not falling out of the chair.
How does a dog turn on and off a light?
They do it with their nose. They turn it on with their nose, and then when they turn it off, they use their teeth and they pull it down. Switch, we call off with the light, and then on is light. And we start teaching that by, we have a board with a light, with the light switch on it, and we hold it down low to their face. And we kind of teach them. We put a treat behind where the light goes up, put a treat and say light, and then they pop it up. Dogs learn by association.
And it's a reward system. With
positive reinforcement and redirection.
I'm newly married, and my wife thinks that I don't know how to work lights because I leave every light on in the house.
You need a dog that turns them off.
I think...
Or maybe you need some treats.
Yeah.
Like diamonds or something like that. Yeah.
So have you ever had a dog, like say you've been working with a dog and you're into him a year and you just go, he's not going to work?
I do, and then it becomes somebody's really good pet, and we look for a different dog. We just barely, just recently had a dog. We put all this training into it, and then we find out this dog has horrible bone disease. Oh. And so he's just not going to make it. But we had another dog that has had a lot of training and was ready to jump right into his place. So they kept both dogs.
Wow.
So what do you need help-wise? Do you need money or what?
We do need money. We need money. We need volunteers.
Where are you located, by the way?
We're in Harriman.
Okay.
We're on 6319 West, 134 South in Harriman.
Wow. After lunch on that one.
Yeah. We struggle. My for-profit right now pays for my non-profit, which is a little taxing, but we're keeping us above water.
What's your for-profit?
We train anything from basic obedience to certifying service dogs.
Okay.
That's what my for-profit does. Ideally, my non-profit will be able to fund itself one day, but right now.
So you would look, if someone's watching out there, maybe you have some kids who love dogs and are great with them, could young people come out and help?
Yeah, but they would be more of the young people when they come. They can come out, but they will be more of doing kennel tech stuff. And then if they want to learn how to train these dogs, I'm more than willing. We are starting a program in a couple of weeks at a school in Alpine School District where we are teaching kids, they're juniors and seniors, and they struggle with coming to school. And we are starting a service dog training class for them.
Wow. That is phenomenal.
Yeah. And so hopefully ideally of what's going to happen is, it's when it finally is set up completely, we're going to have to cram a lot in this time because we're so far through the year. But the first semester they will go through learning all the logistics and everything, and then the second semester they get to raise a puppy to become someone's service dog, and they get to go all the way through.
That would be cool.
There's a 3 to 4 year at least waiting list for service dogs. Wow. And so
really?
We don't ever want to be that. Yeah, we don't ever want to be that company that has a 4-year waiting list. If you watch the difference it makes in people's lives, It's
We have
amazing.
met, through John and this show, we have met some amazing people. But what you're doing, and to talk about the fact that you were in prison for 10 years, but picked up a profession where you're going to help hundreds and hundreds of people, that is amazing. This is a heck of a story.
No, it really is. I just, because a lot of people can quit, and you didn't. And
We're going to have a rehabilitation center for kids with addictions here in the next 3 or 4 years, hopefully,
Really?
to teach them to train service dogs. Because somewhere that whole cycle
I
needs to
can
quit.
see it working together.
Yeah, I call it market research. My prison time was market research. Because the kids, they want to listen to somebody who's been through it, not somebody who's reading it out of a book.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did some market research, and now we're moving forward.
That was hard market research.
It was. It was hard on me and my family.
no, it's amazing, amazing.
So I'm very prejudiced towards labs, but there are other dogs that do great jobs as well. Talk about other breeds.
I like the retrievers. The labs, we use a lot of English cream retrievers. I'm not so happy when somebody calls me up and says, hey, I've got this dog, I want it to be my service dog. I say, well, what is it? They say, oh, it's an Akita. I'm like, oh, go get a different dog. There's certain dogs that are really meant for it and other dogs that aren't. The breeding, it's how they're bred that makes them a good service dog. The doodles, they're all right. They're that interbreeding. It's okay. It serves its purpose, but the labs, then the retrievers, the golden retrievers are more of my choice.
And the only challenge they have is shedding.
Shedding?
Yeah, look at his sweaters.
And I dusted this off, actually.
Yes, they are. Yes, you learn to carry a lint roller with you.
Oh, she's got one.
Look at that. Yeah, and that's why a lot of the
There you go,
doodles,
John.
people are using the doodles. We're actually going to use poodles and doodles.
Hey, did you just catch that? Go ahead, dude.
That's good. Right over there. That's right, Randall. Good spot.
Looks like something that definitely. Now you should try it on the dog and see if it does the same, and the leg keeps moving.
Why do dogs do that?
You've kind of hit
You
their
hit a
soft spot.
and
You hit their
it-
sweet spot. Yeah. That's John. He does it pretty good.
Oh, wow. He's a dog.
I was a bear.
No, he's a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the heck? So what you're doing is really amazing. So if we've got people watching, how do they get a hold of you? And if they're really developing an interest in it, I can't imagine their heart wouldn't be touched a little
I
bit.
know. I'm in love with your program already, and I just met you.
That's great. Come out anytime.
Thank you.
We have numerous different ways, and our website is getting built right now, and it should be done here within the month. And it's outreach.pawsibilitiesinc.org. And also,
Which
Why don't
is a
you give
big
your-
mouthful.
yeah.
Why don't you give your phone number out now, and we'll put it up on the screen.
Okay, it is 385-299-8982.
One more time.
385-299-8982.
Did you get that, Lee? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, our doors are open at all times. We actually rescue dogs also.
Do you?
And we're going to be Harriman City's shelter here until they get one built.
Lord.
Wow.
We're busy.
And you've got and I love the education program too. That's incredible because the demand for service dogs is growing. So
And it will only grow even more. Just look at it from...
and there shouldn't be a 4-year wait for somebody to get. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you going to do during those 4 years?
It would be like somebody telling you there's a 4-year waiting list to get a car.
Yeah.
You've got a 4-year waiting list to get a car. Get around like you can.
right.
They have a place that was called the Soviet Union.
Or China.
Yeah.
Right.
What you're doing is, we get to meet some amazing people, but this is really to affect a life. Especially you talk about the pups go in and pick the children.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know that even existed.
And
how do you feel when you've worked with a dog for 18 months or however long it is, and then the dog's successful, hooked up with somebody, and they leave? How do you feel when
When
that
you
happens?
see the light up on the person's face that gets the dog, you're just happy that whole connection was made, because it changes these kids' lives. It changes vets' lives. Vets that won't even go outside. They get a dog that is right there, their companion, and they're good. They're ready to go.
That's crazy.
Cool.
what's funny? I've adopted a couple labs now, And they all are, I don't want to brag or anything, but maybe the dumbest labs on the planet Earth.
Are they watching right now?
No.
This could damage them forever.
No, but I'm wondering maybe if the labs picked me. Maybe that's a reflection on
Yeah, you picked the labs. That was your
NASCAR.
mistake.
It took 3 weeks to teach him how to go through the doggy door. He'd get stuck. So I've had some mentally. That's interesting. I'll have to rethink my.
So would that work for like somebody who wants to adopt a dog from, say, a shelter? Would that be the best way, as opposed to me saying, "Oh, that's a cute one that I like"? Would it be better to have some dogs out there and just see what they do with you?
Absolutely. When I adopt dogs out, I have the people come over and I also let that dog make a connection. If I don't feel like they're a good fit, even just adopting one of our rescues, I don't let them go.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very selective.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they should do is put us in the pens and have the dogs run free.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have
Randall, I've never seen you looking this.
No, I was just sitting there picturing sitting in a pen and dogs, and you're hoping that one of them comes up and says, "You're the one."
You're the one.
You know.
Yeah.
We have about 47 dogs at our training facility right now, and then I personally own, I think it's 19 dogs.
Jeez.
Yeah, here's what happens. These dogs, all my own dogs, are rescues. If they fit into my little pack, they get to stay. I keep saying I'm doing the cutoff, and I'm going to say it again. And now, probably tomorrow, I'll end up with another dog. But yeah, if they fit in my little pack, they get to stay.
Are you married?
No.
Okay.
I have dogs. I can't be married.
Two
Two businesses that I run.
married.
I don't have time to be married.
Your dog food bill must be horrendous.
It is. We go through probably about 70 pounds to 100 pounds of dog food a week.
Wow.
We go through a lot.
It's like a horse.
Yes, we rescue them too. We have 7 of those.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, we run into
I'm
a lot of.
homeless right now. Could you rescue me?
Hey, I'm
Do you
going to
have
tell a
place for
story.
you?
We have a little girl that when I got out of prison, that we went to a house that was a dope house, and I went to buy it because I was getting ready to move in somewhere. And we went to buy furniture, and there was a little girl there. And we ended up with a little girl, and we're now adopting her, and she's been with us for 3.5 years.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I didn't even know the people.
Dogs, people, horses,
Yeah, we're a rescue.
alligators.
Can you adopt my tax situation?
Right, I'm trying to find somebody to adopt mine.
Okay, well, great. So anyway, it was a delight meeting you.
Nice
and again,
meeting you
your number is up on the bottom of the screen right now, and we meet a lot of great people, and you're right at the top of the
You
list.
do
Thank you.
incredible
That's
work.
incredible.
I'm
Yeah.
totally blown away.
You know,
Thank
I'm so lucky because I get to work with John, who books this show and finds us amazing people. We had Brandy Vega on just a little while ago, who's doing some great stuff. And Randall books our addiction show, and Randall gets amazing people. It's pretty lucky to be. I think
All
you
you have to do is sit here and look pretty.
and I go into hair and makeup at the day before. It works great. But thank you so much for being in here.
Yes.
I hope that you have so much success in the future.
Thank you.
And we're an honor letting people meet you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Good
much.
luck.
Thanks.
For my partners, Randall and John, I'm Tripp. We want to thank Lee, who does everything behind the scenes. April, our marketing person. We'd be lost without her. And all the folks who make this thing possible, being up on TV and on the internet. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.